Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, season 7, episode 13 is out on AMC Plus. So spoiler one if you guys haven't seen that. And also, just want to apologize, I didn't get a video out for last week's episode 12, Sunny Boy. Actually, a really good episode. I just unfortunately was really busy last Sunday and wasn't able to get that out. And happy Mother's Day to any of the mothers out there that happen to be watching this video. And yeah, just a reminder, if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you guys like Walking Dead content. And yeah, so last week's episode was definitely was probably the strongest of this mid-season. And I would say this was a good follow-up to it. We had a story focused on Dwight and Sherry, which I think is always really cool on Fear because with them being part of the Walking Dead universe, like the main show before that they were on Fear gives, like, some extra, like we have more we have more connection if you're, like, a fan of the main show. You have more connection with these characters just because we know what they went through before they came here, kinda like the Morgan deal. But, yeah, there was a couple decently big reveals here. We found out that Sherry and Dwight are expecting, which we remember in the first part of season 7, that's, like, kinda like they determined they wanted to do that. And it was weird because like, we see Sherry make this raft and, like, she's gonna depart, and we're really confused why for a while, and it's just revealed later on about her thinking she's being pregnant, like, while they're saving Mo, and in the meantime, Morgan and Alicia are leading the walkers that typically guard, Strand's tower, leading them away, and so we get the big reveal they're they're expecting, and ultimately, Sherry thought that would make Dwight wanna stay at the tower, and that if he was at the tower, Strand would change him the same way, like, Negan changed him, and she doesn't wanna see that happen to Dwight again. And, like, we get basically in this episode, once Dwight figures that out, it's like he gives the reassurance that he's not going to and even, like, there's the point where we thought it was gonna happen because he made the deal with Wes, and apparently Wes is a secondhand man right now, and he ended up, like, being able to get his way out of there. So, we revisit the bunker that Alicia and the rest of the Arno and the rest of that group were in during the bombing, and ultimately, they end up escaping the same way that Alicia tried to escape, but ended up losing her arm due to. And, yeah, it was just kinda really cool to revisit that, and that also ended up being the place where they dumped all the walkers that were like, the thousands of walkers that were at, Strand's Moat. Because originally the plan was, and what we find out, we had been hinted at it, like, throughout the season, or throughout this part of the season, that someone's letting those walkers out, and now we see that they set up, like, one of those big trucks that haul cars. They had one of those set as a ramp, and they were getting out. Well, the crater's basically empty. Morgan didn't wanna dump all of them to just, like, let them be able to escape again. So they end up leading them to the bunker, and Wes's men were in there, and pretty much all of them died, but we don't see Wes die on screen. And if you've seen the little promo for next week's episode, Wes is in it, so he gets out somehow. They leave that out in the episode. I think that's one of my nitpicky things. Like they should have showed how he made it out. I mean, maybe they're doing it in the next episode. Maybe I'm just being a little hard on it, but I would have liked to see that. But maybe that's still yet to come. Maybe that'll be like how the next episode starts out. But presumably everybody in that bunker should be dead. And now maybe Wes was able to kind of get out the same way that Dwight and Sherry did and Mo, but like took way longer. Maybe that ends up being it. But I'm kind of curious, and I think they should have showed that. But the other main part of it was Alicia meets back up with Morgan, and she's been away for at least a few days, maybe a week. I don't know. Somewhere in that time frame is what my understanding is, and she doesn't have much to show for it, and the broadcast it's mainly because the broadcast ain't getting out that far, or the power was something about the power in the bunker wasn't going. But, she's helping Morgan lead the walkers, and Morgan's like, "Yeah, we need to attack today." Grace apparently left a message like, "Hey, if you can't get to us soon, you and Mo need to get out of here," and blah, 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 and, like, even Morgan brings up, like, how reason he wants to attack today because he doesn't wanna leave anyone behind because he's had to do that before, and he's definitely referencing Rick and all them in Alexandria from when he was on The Walking Dead, and so we got that cool little tidbit, but then, Dwight and Sherry end up getting out. And like basically Morgan and Alicia, like Morgan gives Alicia the rest of the confidence because like you remember in it was I think it was episode it was Follow Me. Yeah, it was episode 9 because there's a reference to that towards the end. Um he like definitely gave her the reassurance that she's the leader, or maybe that was in Padre. I don't remember which episode, but it was definitely this season. Gives her the reassurance that she can lead these people, and well, at least he couldn't do it himself, and she needs the help. And now he's basically giving her the confidence, like, "Yo, you can do this," and the army's ready to go. Morgan's leaving on that raft that what's her name, Sherry put together. So Morgan's leaving on that, which I didn't see coming. I wonder what they're doing with that because like I really would like Morgan to be present. I think his presence is definitely necessary when it comes to the war, but wonder what they're doing with that. I'm a little bit confused, but I'm not like completely like out on it yet because they probably have something planned. And we got Alicia leading, the ragtag group between Arno and our group. We got Daniel apparently is focused, and we have 3 episodes left, and there is quite a bit to do. But the things that I hope that they definitely, like, be able to touch on, like some of the smaller things that I think wrap it up real good that usually the main show does a pretty good job on. We gotta see, you know, if Daniel and Lucy make it through this war, we need to see if they like what happens because like Daniel's like, if you lie to me again, and Lucy lied to him, like, it's gonna break me. I wonder what's gonna happen with that. We need that. I'd really want to see Dwight and Sherry make it through since they're expecting. We need to see if Grace and Mo and Morgan be able to reunite. I want to see the dynamic of Alicia not only talking to Strand, but talking to Wes, because Wes and Alicia were pretty close. So I'm really curious about that. I'm trying to think if there's a. Oh, we need to see Sarah and Wendell reunite. They better not. They better not. They better let them. They better let them reunite. Um, yeah, that's the main. I'm kind of curious what they think about Charlie. I mean, I really want Charlie to make it long enough to Madison to be on the show so she can see. I want to see what happens there. But we only have 3 episodes left, and yes, we know Madison's supposed to come back this season. There's a chance it's in the last episode, and there isn't that much time to do a whole lot with her, which I kind of, now that we're this far along in the season, I think that's kind of how it's going to go. I want to see Madison sooner, but I think that's how it's going to go. And I did like how Alicia was, when she's getting ready to march everyone for the battle, she's like, "Follow me," like all confident. And that's all off of season 7, episode 9. That was the title of that. And that was basically her like being able to step up. They did, and like another thing, like we need to figure out, and I really don't want them to kill Alicia off, but Alicia Debney Carey did just get a new gig, so it's hard to say. But I want to see Alicia and Madison together. I want to see Madison talk to Daniel. I want to see Madison and Strand. I don't know if that's gonna happen. There's just so much that could happen. And then finally, it feels like Beer's in a pretty good spot in the story again. It was the first few episodes of this mid-season were kind of like, eh, but I think we're in a pretty good spot now. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. I kind of went out of spiel what I'm hoping to see for the rest of it. I'm curious what you guys would like to see and what you guys think. Reminder to subscribe if you guys are new. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.